Okay, y'all. Good morning. Good morning. It is, what is today? Wednesday, man. So we've had a pretty good week this week so far. And I've been doing a few things behind the scenes. Now, yesterday, we got a little bit of rain, which is, just want to say this, which is perfect for the amount of spraying I did on Monday and Tuesday. The kind of rain that we got yesterday is really what you want. You don't want an overwhelming rain. You just want enough to rain to kind of, dampen things a little bit. If you get too much rain after you spray, well, it's according to how long. But for Monday and Tuesday, all this day and Monday, oh my gosh, man, it's going to work really good. And so then that makes the customers want to do that again. And sometimes when you spray, if you don't do it right and you don't do the timing ain't right and everything, then it doesn't work as good as it could. When it works, it really, the customers are say, hey, you think you could spray that area again? You think you could, you think you could, spray the beds, with that same stuff? Because that stuff works really good, Ray. And, even if you're not, even sometimes when you don't charge for it, you're trying to save time. And then once they see that it works, they'll come out of their pocket then. That's kind of what the expectations are, when you're doing this for a living. It's got to work. You can't charge people for stuff and it not work, or it's half-ass. And the conditions could not be any better than I use. I got a jug right here. That's what I use right there, y'all, in case anybody wants to know. This container right here, I think this is about $60. I buy two of these at one time, and I think it's like 130 bucks or something like that. But this stuff's really good. And we ain't even got into May, y'all. But the concept, the theory is, if you will, is to never let the weeds get real bad on the yards that I'm doing every 2 weeks. And they'll be having the ability to spray and, investing a little bit. It's just, it's a no-brainer, man. It's just good business, really. Now you got to be careful, and every customer's not going to want you to do it. And that's okay, I don't have to have every customer do it. Just like I was saying yesterday, out of 80 or so customers, I probably got about 85 or so customers, something like that. Now some of them have multiple properties. A couple of them have more than 5 properties, and a couple of them have more than 10. I even got 1 or 2 that's got more than 15. So you can't really go off of how many customers you got. That's really, again, how many customers you got and how many yards you do per day. All that shit is irrelevant, man. It's all irrelevant. It's how much money you're generating and what it costs you to get that money, and how much time it takes to get that money. So I just want to throw that out there. I saw a video that Chad did over the weekend. I'm glad you got away for a minute, man. It must be nice to get away and to go to a place where it doesn't cost you a boatload of money. I know, and Chad knows that I know that Chad knows that this is probably the last time he'll be able to pull away until October. So, because I know when he comes back, he's thinking just like I think, and just like a lot of you guys think, that he's got to put the grind down. I can remember last year, I was over we got a friend of ours. He's got a nice place down here, and he has parties and stuff. And me and my wife went over there, and I can remember being in the pool with everybody playing volleyball, and thinking to myself, this is gonna be the last hurrah before the grind, right? And what a grind it really was last year. It's terrible. It's just terrible. And especially with the labor and all. But I'm going into this season fresh you know, ready to do it again, but a little bit different, right? You have to. I mean, you can't just, I don't know, man. You know, having to rely on help is a huge issue. And I can't stress it enough. For instance, I've been having the kid out here with me, you know, for a couple of weeks now. You know, the young man, he's doing really good based on what he knows and based on where he's at and blah, blah, blah. He is really doing good, and there's a lot to learn, and now's the time to learn before we get into the stupid heat. Because in the heat, we move even faster. Right now, I'm just trying to get the yards in check from the winter. And once I get them in check, and I know everybody doesn't do the yards like I do, and that's okay. It's okay not to do them like I do them. It's okay not to spray. It's okay not to do anything that I do in my videos. The videos that I do are more for documenting my journey. So, you know, and how I can make good money and not really have to exert and myself. So, but employees have always been the issue. So, needless to say, we got a lot to do today, man. A lot to do. Okay, y'all, so we just pulled up to the first one. I just kind of want to show y'all, this is the second time I've been over here, and this is kind of what we're going to be getting on all the properties. Y'all see these rods? Look how the spray work. How much time does that save? How much risk does that save us? Look how close we are to the traffic. Over there I sprayed too, but just look and you'll see where I sprayed. Around the telephone pole, around that guide wire, around that fire hydrant. Yeah, so all down this line right here. Now, of course, the customer's got to be okay with you spraying. I even sprayed these beds right here. See, I don't like to have the guy weed eat right here, but you sling rocks everywhere. It's dangerous. Look, you see, I strategically sprayed everywhere. Look, here, all in that dip right there. This area right here, they always got a bunch of debris in here. Can't get them over in there. I don't want my guy weeding in there. So if you don't have to, man, if you have to, you have to. Look, last time we was here, first time we came over here, we couldn't even see none of those grease trap tops. Couldn't even see none of them. You see where I sprayed all behind that building over there, which we do both of these. Look, you see where I sprayed the fence line there. Get on over here. See where I sprayed the fence line? So, I mean, all this trash back here is ridiculous, man. I don't pick up trash like that, dude. I told him last time. I'm like, dude, you know. So that's just some of the spray and how we're probably going to end up saving about 40 minutes over here. Yeah, about 20 to 25 minutes on each property. And you can apply that two different ways. You can do stuff that you wouldn't normally do, and I got a buddy out there edging the roadside out there, not the roadside, but the sidewalk. So we can do more work, and we can actually, well, make more money, but we can do more property. So like I preach all the time, but I got to get to it, y'all. Now you see areas like this right here, it would behoove you to go back and forth, because if you try to blow it this way, carrying it that way, where you going? You're going into that nice mulch bed that's for that shopping center. If you go this way, you're blowing it onto the building. So it's about judgment out here too on the method of cutting. So once I pull it away from the building and pull it away from the edge here, then it's back and forth in here, right? So you gotta be able to do it all, man, and you gotta know when to do this or when to do that. So you gotta be aware of it, of that chute right there, always. And you see how when I get up here, I'm not turning that way, which would be more comfortable for me. I'm turning this way. So sense when you're out here, if you want to be out here for any period of time. So, lock, done. You can see where I sprayed all of this. See, I never come this way where these air conditioners are. I like to spray around all that stuff, man. You see this line right here? Because if you put a weed eater against that stucco, you see what it does. And I don't want guys weed eating. And then, see how I hit this edge right here? Because I don't want to edge it, because there's a car usually sitting right here. So, but I don't want a guy weed eating none of that. Saving more time. Y'all see that? A lawnmower, man. We're gonna run premium in it. I don't run premium every time, but I'm gonna run it this time because, well, it deserves it. It's been working hard, man. There's many different ways you can pick a mower up, but when you're out in the field, to me, this is the best way to do it. And I'm gonna step off. The best way to do it, you know, when you're out in the field. When you're out in the field, man, you can't do everything just like you want to. So I know there's something hung up. You see this wheel right? I'm gonna put the other wheel back on. I took off the other day because I couldn't get the deck to go down. The kid lost the pin, and so I got one at home, and I meant to bring it out today, but I forgot. I can use it like this, but anybody else, man, you got to pay attention because this bolt right here will come out. So I don't know what all's hung up over there, but it's something. So let me put some gloves on because it looks pretty nasty. Yeah, y'all know the kid that's been working out here, Cam. Well, he was going to work today, but apparently, I don't really know, but Justin came out here instead of Cam. And y'all know Justin's been out here before. He's a vet out here, man. I mean, he knows a lot out here. So having him out here is really, we're gonna make things go a little faster. But I told him, I said, if you take Cam's place, and Cam was okay with it. I don't know if Cam liked it or not, but he was okay with it. I'm gonna fill my truck up with fuel, man. Justin came out in his place today, and it wasn't because Cam didn't want to work or nothing. Well, I don't really know why. Well, it don't matter to me, man. You know, I told Justin, I said, well, you know, I didn't find this out until late last night, so I'd already set the schedule, so I'd already set up enough work to what we were going to be doing today. And I didn't, and I told Justin, I'm like, man, I can only pay you what I've been paying him on today. And if I know that you were coming and I knew it at 3 o'clock this afternoon, then I would have set up more work, because me and him can do more work. Number one, he's got a lot of experience. Number two, he's been on the properties, you know, a couple times. So yeah, let me look at my list real quick. So we're going right down here to CB Street next. It's right down the road here. We got a pretty good bit to do, but we might be able to do an extra one or two if we can, you know, get things going. It took us a little bit longer over here than usual because, well, we had to edge the roadside, and we haven't done that yet, so it was the first time for that. So, yeah. Now we're fixing to get to the next one, y'all. So y'all see the tree? So here's on another job, another tree down. We're gonna turn this damn $80 cut over here into $180. I'm gonna charge him I'll probably charge him $100, maybe like $80 to remove this tree. I took a picture and he just texted me back. Let's see what he says. He gonna say, get it up. I know what he gonna say. I go back and forth, right? Because there's no place to take the grass. And I don't like running the short run this way. You go this way, you push into the woods, your runs are not long enough. I like running this way, so I go back and forth. All right, y'all, so we're here. This is a new one. One of my commercial customers bought it. So, yeah, y'all see that fence line? Y'all said, damn, Ray, I wouldn't have done that, man. You got to weed eat that fence line. No, we ain't going to be weed eating that fence line but one damn time. So, I'm more concerned about the roadside up there. I don't know what that ditch feels like. It's pretty damn tall, man. Yeah. What I like about this one, Justin, there ain't no blowing, there ain't no edging. It ain't got to be. It ain't. You know, I love trashy yards. I love trashy yards, and I used to love trashy women, but trashy yards, I'll stay with them. I had to get away from the trashy women, man, because they kept me broke. I don't know how much footage I'm gonna get over here. Probably not a lot, but so I gotta watch what I'm doing, man. So I gotta get up on that roadside, and that's the sketchy shit. All right, y'all seeing it like I'm seeing it. Here we go. You ain't gonna stand up on that, dog. Ain't no way. It's sketchy, bumpy as hell, yeah. What? It doesn't look as steep as it is. Yeah. this is a good property to strike, man. I'm gonna cut this at an angle and see what we can get right here. All right. Tell y'all the reason I didn't go back and forth on this piece is because you got the building right here with the AC unit, and I don't know if you can see this, but you have a swell right here where water, I guess, comes down through there, so the grade line changes, and you don't want to be doing that and turning on the grade line there. So and this is the first time I've cut it. I don't know that until I actually start cutting. So see what I'm saying? So I'm gonna cut this, and then the rest of the front on that side, and then I'm gonna spray, and we're gone. This is gonna be about $135 property right here, plus the spray. Today we're probably gonna be at about $180 over here, and then I'll probably do it for about $140 every 2 weeks, something like that. But we're not gonna have to weed eat. He spent 35 minutes weed eating. We're not gonna have to hardly spend any time weed eating over here. So I just wanted to show y'all that, and that's why I'm going around here, because I want to catch that drainage right there going the same, you know, parallel with the drainage. I don't want to be turning on that high spot because you scalp the grass. So that's what I'm doing now. Now I could go back and forth, but now it ain't hardly worthy of all the turning. So yeah. All right, y'all. So we're over here at this one. This is one of my commercial owns, and a few years ago they installed sod here. I didn't do this job. He had his guys, his landscape division, do it. And I've showed you guys it, and a couple of these sodologists, you know, come in, ones that ain't got a business or used to have a business, and now they don't. Now they just play on YouTube. But one of those guys said, "Well, yeah, there's some kind of fungus in the sod over here, right, in this area that I'm at. I haven't showed y'all yet, but I'm fixing to. And the reason why this Bermuda's not growing is because it can't get no damn sun. That's why. Y'all see? Look, all over there it's nice and green. We got to blow it off. But all over there it's nice and green. But right here, about the time where the shade starts, this whole area right here, it'll try to grow in little spurts, but it won't grow solid because it doesn't get enough sun over here. So much for, you know, these thinking they know everything, and you know, and they don't. Yeah, but what do y'all think? Do y'all think it's because it ain't getting no sun? Y'all do know, I mean, I guess I know that Bermuda requires a lot of sun. I know I didn't do this job. I would not have done this job right here, because I would have looked up and I would have saw that the chances of it surviving on this area right here is slim to none. I know that because I see if he wants to take out a few trees, trim some great big branches off, well, maybe. I still, but you can see how it's trying to grow, you know. yeah. So, and this is the only place I've ever seen where Bermuda didn't actually thrive, because they put it in the freaking shade. Bermuda don't go in the shade, y'all. Jeez. How much y'all think this thing right here weighs, man? I don't know. I'd say it weighs probably about 3 tons, man. I don't know what kind of... Somebody will know, though. Can you guys tell what kind of skid it is? I'm not gonna get off the mower. I'll ride around it. I sprayed around it because I'm thinking about coming over here and getting this thing. It almost looks like a Bobcat, but I can't tell for sure. Like yellow paint right there. Is that a cat? What is that right there on the track there? Yeah, that looks like a cat, man. Y'all, I'll get that sucker taken to the scrap yard. It got so hot it melted the aluminum, man. Look at that. Oh my god, that just got hot, dude. Alright, y'all, so me and Jessica got done. We did everything on the list. I had one that I thought we'd get to, but it started raining on us, so I'm like, man, it ain't a big deal. It's a 60, which that's my minimum out here is 60. But really, all the 60s need to go to, you know, 70. But you can't hardly do that on everybody. What else I got, man? I ain't got much, man. You know, I got to get in here and eat something. I got to edit this video, man. I got a lot of clips today, just here and there on the job, you know, just what I see out here every day, and then some, you know, some directional type videos too on why I do this that way and that this way, whatever, you know. Just, I don't know if it's interesting content or not, but you know, it's all I got, man. I mean, there's really not a whole lot to talk about. We're earning though, you know that. This kind of rain though is just a beautiful thing. It's gonna make that spray work so good, because you know after this rain it's gonna heat up.